how's it going? So here we have a Dragonet in the sand in Dauin, where I usually dive, and look at the left eye of this small, highly camouflaged fish. There is something on there. So let's look at a magnification. Let's zoom in, and there is a parasite. So this, I believe, is a gnatid Isopod parasite, and actually some great colleagues and I put together a paper a few years ago on how to collect these. So this is the footage which I have. I only discovered that there was such a parasite on this small fish when I looked at the footage on my screen at home. So this is a fraction of a millimeter, or maybe a millimeter in size. So this parasite, the fish itself, is probably 6 or 7 centimeters long only, and it attached itself to the eye. Now, what are these parasites doing? They're sucking bodily fluids, and the eye, that's a spot where you can very easily get to the vascular system of the fish, and then they suck, and then they fall off, and then the mold grow, and then they find another fish. So they do this a couple of times, and then they're sexually mature, and they reproduce, and the cycle goes on. And so these are essentially like ticks, which affect fish in the waters of the tropics here. And what a find. I was pretty excited back home after the dive when I made this discovery on my footage. Same dive, just a couple of meters to the left from the Dragonet with the gnatid parasites. Now, this is a tube anemone, and it acts as a little reef. So whom do we have here? There are these translucent shrimp on the tube of the tube anemone, and there were actually a couple of them. They are cleaners, so they move in this odd way to attract clients. There are a couple of damselfish, sand breams. There is on the right, that yellow and black fish is a juvenile sweetlip. And that oddly moving fish is a Callionymus, also a juvenile. So that whole anemone here forms a little ecosystem in the sand. So this is the thing about muck diving. There's sand, and once there's a little bit of structure, this turns into a real magnet for biodiversity. Like in this case, these tube anemone and a couple of invertebrates growing on it, this turned into this whole little fish and shrimp home. Hope you enjoyed this and enjoy the music. Thanks to Moby Gratis, and check back soon.